Alright. Hello, welcome. Shots fired. Gonna open up the event. I'm here with Meteos, probably. Definitely.
What's up? Yeah.
We're just gonna go straight away. You're ready on time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Crowd's
Immediately,
looking lively tonight.
immediately we skip training and get the slowest load I've ever seen.
Oh, I was watching the wrong stream. I was like, you're doing great, though. You're actually doing bad. I'm
So
sorry.
what have we got going on? You want to explain some stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of movement tech that you're probably going to either be familiar with or not be familiar with, and we're here to help explain what that is. You'll probably be seeing a lot of kick glitching, which is the bread and butter of this game. After you do a wall run and kick off of it, you'll get a frame of grounded state. And during that frame of grounded state, you can do pretty much anything you want. We mostly use it for double jumping, but yeah, it helps us get past a lot of points we shouldn't really be skipping.
Yeah.
You want to do explain some wall runs, I guess, or?
Yeah, you can chain kick glitches together, and they look like this, and they kind of just let you get through the level a lot faster. Excuse me.
Shit.
Because when you're on the floor, you're capped at 26 kilometers per hour. And when you're not on the floor, you can go up to 30, unless you're doing some sort of kick glitch or wall boost, then you can pretty much, as long as you don't touch the ground, you can hit a speed cap of 125.
That's some speedy stuff right there. Yeah, and another thing you'll probably see is sidestepping, like here at the beginning of chapter 1, because we just blazed through prologue in record time. A lot of runners usually finish that chapter in less than 2 minutes, so a lot of stuff going on. Sidestepping is where you'll do a jump to the side, either the left or the right, and at the same time, you'll turn your camera into it, just like that, and that, and that. And the whole point is pretty much to get to near top speed as fast as possible. Saves a lot of time throughout the run. And it also can help you get your speed back if you lose it.
You'll also notice I activated this button without pressing it, and that's just because we have interact on scroll up or down, whichever you prefer, but generally you just want to be doing some sort of animation and then scroll the mouse. You use the button twice in one frame, and then it will just kind of activate itself.
Yeah, like in real life. Kind of just skip it. Oh, here you'll see Heki go in bounds and then out of bounds. It's kind of hard to tell though. We pretty much hit a trigger that will cause the level to deload behind us and the level to load ahead of us. And when we hit that, we can actually use that like weird, funky little wall climb, Q-turn, and then jump back out of bounds to kind of hit this slide a little bit early. We got some fancy feet here. Bam. Never mind. Yeah, there's a trigger here that you actually have to hit. There's a lot of this game, a lot of this run is making sure that we're not missing the critical pieces of the level streaming flags or the loading triggers, because if you do miss them, you'll lose a lot of time, and it's kind of hard to tell to the untrained eye, but there's little tiny lag spikes that are kind of unavoidable, and if you're missing them, then that's kind of like one of your hints. Or if you're a seasoned veteran like Hekigan is here. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Explain the elevator clip.
I'm gonna explain the skip foot. So I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna wait a while for the game to finish loading. And then when I exit this screen, I can get a 1-frame jump. And it's really hard to explain while doing.
Yeah.
Basically, I've gone out of bounds and landed on some collision, and then I've run along the collision and I've squeezed through a tiny, tiny gap that's about the same. So, oh my god.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
there's a
gap is
lot of not floor there, so it's easy to.
the gap is about the same size as Faith. Um, like to the left of you, there's a kill plane, and to the right of you, there's just collision volume. So you either
Yeah.
get stuck, you die, or you get through there.
As 50 Cent once said, get rich or die trying. A
Yep.
prophet that man is.
I believe
Yeah,
he
it doesn't
also
look like it.
famously said, "Man, I'm rich. Why am I taking out my grandma's trash right now?" My favorite 50 Cent quote.
He's a good grandson.
Yeah, so I died, by the
Uh,
way. It wasn't supposed to happen. We're supposed to skip all of this part.
Yeah, that actually would have put us at the end of this entire subway section. We usually call it ped skip, like pedestrians skip, because this is where a bunch of pedestrians load in and they look funny because you're not supposed to be seeing pedestrians up close in this game, but you know, there's also a lot of things we're not supposed to be doing in this game. Yet here we are. But this is the end of chapter 1. We're gonna do a pretty tight kick glitch over a large gap, and I don't know, it saves like 15 seconds. You gotta climb up and take a zip line, and yeah, it's slow, but we're fast.
Why my loads are so slow?
I'm here. I'm kind of holding them down right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out of bounds straight away. Doesn't look out of bounds, but it is.
You'll see soon.
Yeah, this screen's gonna get very trippy because the game has Hall of Mirror effect in out of bounds space, as you can
That's
kind of see already. But I'm gonna try and do a couple of pretty precise kick glitches, and if I nail them all, then I should land in the Storm Drains checkpoint.
Yeah. For reference, that checkpoint is 2 checkpoints ahead of where we are right now, and it looks like Heki nailed it. Wow, so clean. He's never made a mistake in his life. You'll probably notice bottom left of the screen, there's a little checkpoint icon. That's what we call a hard checkpoint, where the game will write to your save file. This essentially allows you to quit out and reload into the game without losing any or much progress. And we leverage that to basically force the game to load the area that we're actually in now. Because if we just left the game as it was, then it would have never loaded, because we hit the checkpoint trigger, but we didn't hit the loading trigger. And yeah, the upcoming is another pretty difficult trick. We call it swing fling,
Yes.
I think. It looks funky and it's confusing, but trust me, it's cool. Look at that. Wow.
I don't know how to explain
Clap.
that. I literally don't.
Yeah.
You just get a bunch of height from the swing ball for seemingly no reason. If you fall down
Ciao.
into it and then get a wall run straight away. Transfers your downward momentum upwards or something. I don't.
Physics. Cool. It's
Now
pretty
we're
clean so far.
Exiting storm drains. This area is not that hard, but it's like not easy either. You can die here and lose a lot of time.
Yeah, it's one of those areas where you can not expect it, but just kill your run after hitting a bunch of hard stuff.
You're supposed
And
you're supposed to clear this waterfall right here by turning this valve, but we're gonna actually use it to our advantage. Yeah, on top of the collision.
yeah, those little waterfalls are actually just big rectangles that extend down, and you can jump on top of them. Oh, run's invalidated.
Yep. There's a first nice little break of the run. You can read your chat for the first time in 8 minutes.
Maybe take a sip of water.
Reply to one out of context message.
Take your grandmother's trash out. Yeah, so coming up here, we're going to do an elevator clip. We didn't really get to explain that earlier because the only other time you've seen it so far was prior to a very hard skip. But that use glitch that Heki explained earlier, if we combine that with, I guess, like jumping into the corner of the elevator and then hitting Q to force Faith to turn around, will make her hitbox go up just enough that activating the button will suck us up above the elevator. It's pretty cool. Save some time. And ooh, nice. Wow, never seen that before.
I was trying to do a
Actually, I
chain
have.
to go to the end of this section, but I messed it up pretty bad. Usually you just die, but
It's better than dying, though, because yeah, this section's tough. You die, you go all the way back to the beginning of that elevator that we clipped earlier. You don't want me to explain that again. It's kind of crungo. But yeah, this whole section is called Chase. We're basically going through like a little obstacle course, trying to chase some guy or something. I don't know. We're gonna hit another hard checkpoint, quit out, and reload. And then we're at the end of chapter 2.
this elevator goes faster if you spam use inputs on it, because it'll just keep looping the start animation, which makes it go up a tiny bit.
Yeah, you'll be able to see that exemplified a little bit more throughout the run because we're gonna do it more times than that too.
Usually you do that with a free scroll mouse, but using a macro because we allow those.
Yeah, we're not pay to play here. Cool.
Chapter
So this
3.
flashbang is chapter 3. Take it away. You want to explain 3 3C?
No, you go ahead. I was just gonna say that it's really bright.
Yeah, close your eyes. Look away. So we have a strat, another strat actually, similar in the vein of canals. I don't know if I explained that name of it, but yeah. So there's a lot of skipping of checkpoints that we try to do, and we're going to grab a soft checkpoint here. You won't be able to see it in the bottom left of the screen, but I'll explain that later. What we're going to do is climb up and out of bounds, and this climb's fairly technical. We pretty much have to string together a bunch of wall climbs and wall runs so that we don't lose too much distance from the edge of this building. It allows us to grab onto it like this. Now we're out of bounds, and we're going to do a kick glitch chain, where we chain together kick glitches, wall boosts, another kick glitch, and then a really beefy crunch burrito of a wall boost at the end to hit a checkpoint. But it's really hard to hit, and we can rely on our backup checkpoint at least here. So you get to see 3B.
Yeah, this is the part of the run that no one sees anymore. But this is the office checkpoint. Pretty cool checkpoint. Actually a shame that we don't do it anymore because it has some really cool strats in it.
And it's yellow. It's cool too.
Yeah.
Shout out to yellow.
What else do wall climbs?
Let's go. Oh yeah, we literally get flashbanged here.
I guess since
I love
I'm
that.
here and this is a showcase, I can show a cool skip that no one ever does because it's too hard.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, well, we were gonna. Never mind.
That's why no one does it. Should I try once more? We'll go the normal way. Make some noise.
Okay, we're gonna honk it up.
Yeah.
So earlier, how Heki was explaining spamming U's on interactables will actually make some of them go faster. You'll see a perfect example because casually, if you were to play through this game, you hit the little button at the elevator. This elevator is actually busted, and the door won't open right away. But if you spam U's, it'll open instantly and also make like a honking sound, and it's really funny. We stand the honking sound.
Usually pretty loud. This is checkpoint 3C. It's got one checkpoint in it and it's all the way on the other side. So if I die,
Love
that's
it.
some pretty premium time loss.
There are other checkpoints, but the speed route kind of avoids them. Not on purpose, just that's how it happens.
Yeah.
And we would have, this is where we would have ended up if we finished that 3A3C strat earlier.
There would usually be a bunch of enemies here, but I skipped over their trigger to spawn them in. And
Yeah, we gave them the day off. They deserve it.
that's the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Here I'm gonna grab a checkpoint again and quit out. That
Nice.
this is gonna put us outside the elevator, so to save
Slightly
time
faster.
in game time and in real time.
Yeah, it's pretty poggers Fortnite. Um, we, you want to explain cranes or?
You can do it.
Okay. So this strat, I won't give you the whole lore history behind it, but basically, this is another one of those situations where we're utilizing a very specially timed kick glitch to cross a very large gap that you're not normally first try. Damn. And it doesn't look that impressive, I swear, but Heki just makes it look so easy. It's actually a very difficult strat, and we have to utilize like a little bump at the edge of that building that once Faith collides with it, we're inputting a jump and then extending our wall run and then kicking off of like basically an invisible wall run or an extended wall run is what we call it. And that gives you just enough height with the perfect amount of speed to cross that gigantic gap. And we call it crane skip because otherwise you have to climb on top of the cranes. Saves like, I don't even know, 40 something seconds. A lot of time.
Right now I'm falling out of bounds and I've hit a checkpoint and a loading trigger. So I'm in, my checkpoint is in an unloaded area that I've loaded in. And so we can just skip pretty much around 3 minutes of level just by falling down and dying, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's a big skip.
Right now,
one of the biggest.
Right now I'm trying to beat a train, which I beat so well that you didn't even hear it. Usually it will honk behind you.
There is another train coming though. Ooh, getting spicy with it.
It was an attempt.
This is janitor's room. Oh, you're not even gonna free. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, you would see Scruffy, but we don't have time to feed him right now. And the reason for that is because that section of climbing up and through there is very, very tightly timed. We're basically trying to beat the cycle of a train, which, as you can see, almost hit Heki, but his gamer cat-like reflexes allowed him to survive and not get turned into paste.
Oh. Why is this a thing when everyone runs this and they just fall in that hole?
Yeah, we're gonna come up with a name for it. Think of something creative. Fan die.
Yes.
As appropriate as all of our other naming. Again?
This is a pretty
That's
big
right.
scroller. It's like 50 seconds of standing on a train.
Yeah. It's nice and peaceful though. You want to tell your lore about this, or do you want me to read a fake donation?
Why not both? This train's not actually moving. The walls are just flying past us.
Yeah, we actually have $5 from Hekigan's mom saying this level's actually not moving. Or we're not moving, but the level is.
Yeah.
Thank you for your kind donation.
Harris died to that fan too. Everyone's
Shout out to
dying
Harris.
to that fan. I don't know why.
It's kind of a tradition now. We can't really break the cycle.
For some reason, the forward momentum is not like affected, so you can just kind of slam into that, and it makes getting to the end a lot quicker.
Yeah, there's some cool creative programming that the devs have admitted to needing to resort to. Yeah, it's nice to learn. Learning's fun. But yeah, this is chapter 5 already. We're basically halfway through the run, and this chapter is one of the. It's pretty difficult. It doesn't look, well, it kind of looks like it, but
It's one of the most movement dense ones.
yeah. if it didn't look obvious, we actually went out of bounds at the beginning of the chapter, and it saves a few seconds to kind of skip a lot of stuff. There's also triggers that will cause the guards to shoot at you, but again, we're skipping a lot of triggers here. Sometimes it's on accident, sometimes it's on purpose. This time it's on purpose, I swear. And another elevator clip.
Right,
You're gonna go
elevator
for a
bounce.
little bouncy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this game, at the end of the elevator state, you can get jump.
Ooh,
And
nice.
you can do a small infinite wall climb all the way up. I don't know how much time that saves, but pretty decent amount.
I've seen like 12 seconds
What
out of that. Nice and safe. Grab that zipline, Batman.
I've never climbed there before. Strange. There's also a loading trigger on this pipe that you have to hit, but we can actually jump past the pipe and run on the wall behind it just to load this area right here.
Yeah, you know, it's like subbing vegetable oil for butter. Gets the job done.
There's one of 3 mandatory pipes in the whole game. Luckily it's the last one, we don't have to...
I never counted the pipes. You have to climb. Okay.
4 other ones have different ways of getting around. I'll try a thing here called New Eden Chain. Probably just gonna slam into this wall.
No, don't say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick off of the wall.
So, as you can tell, this is not much of a chain. Because I done messed up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of strats slash like movement around so you can take for that little section there, where if you kind of queue them up in your little speedrunner brain, you will optimize not losing as much time as possible. It's almost like cutting your losses as efficiently as possible. Yeah. Oh, and so we have a strat coming up. It's called Beamer. So, it's frame perfect. And sorry, it's been stuck in my head lately. But essentially, just like how Cranes works a little bit, we have to rely on Faith colliding with a little bit of collision here, and at the same time using our Q turning abilities. People are already in here guessing. You already know what's coming. Guess how many attempts it's going to take for Hekigan to get Beamer. I'm saying 1. Easy. I'm inside trading.
I'm frame perfect.
Yeah, so we actually utilize a strat, a phenomenon called Beamer, where if you have Faith turn around using your Q-turn at the same time as colliding with a part of the wall that juts out, it'll actually launch you away from the wall. I'm not entirely sure why it happens, but we use that to push ourselves far enough out from under those stairs and maintain the height from the wall run that we beamered out of. And so combining those two things, it allows us to climb up on top of that little balcony section. It's pretty cool.
This is the end of chapter 5. Fun fact, if you do that skip only on PS3, then if you look at the out of bounds space there, the thing will just run out of video memory and go black. Even though you still have all the HUD and you can play the game, it just can't display anything anymore.
It's pretty cool though. It's similar to like Wind Waker speed tech where you like overload the RAM on purpose. Nerdy stuff. This is chapter 6, and right off the bat we're actually going to be skipping a large portion of the level, just like chapter 4. It doesn't look like it because obviously you don't see the stuff that we're skipping, but if we were to go through the casual route, it's just this long thing. And so here we're out of bounds, as you can tell, and we're going to be hitting a loading trigger only, not a checkpoint trigger, which means if you miss it, you have to go back to the beginning of the level, and that sucks. We're gonna hit a button through the wall too. you know, just the cherry on top.
What the? Oh, it's
Beautiful.
dead. I just got launched. This is gonna be really loud, by the way. I have to
Oh
move this
yeah.
thing fast, so...
Remember that use spam thing?
Oh, nice. It wasn't very loud.
Maybe for you. No, I can't hear it either. Yeah, so we kind of jumped out of bounds and then jumped back into bounds, and there was a whole factory section that we were supposed to see, but we only saw the very tail end of it. And here's the parkour room. So these guys will chase us. That's kind of cool.
You're supposed to go like around this room in circles and make your way up, but we're just gonna skip all of that by doing a simple wall climb right at the end.
Yeah, these guys don't know who they're messing with.
A lot of the strats in this game are just like really small, precise
Ooh,
wall climbs and stuff.
let's go. That was a really hard elevator clip, by the way. And then we have to jump off of the elevator and then tab the game to allow it to load properly. And that is dope. Nice. And guess what? We're at the end of chapter 6.
I didn't expect that to work.
Oh yeah, we didn't explain like hidden springboards, which are just springboards that the game doesn't really necessarily intend you to take, but they just exist because of how the programming for them works.
Yeah, this game has a dynamic movement system, so if you find two pieces of collision similar to how they line things up to trigger that dynamic animation, then you can just do one in it. You do a bunch of those around.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Another level we're just skipping a lot of. This is. You want to explain this?
Yeah, so usually we would go inside a truck that we've completely disregarded and then do a whole level set inside this boat. Like you go in the boat and then you go up to the top deck and then you go back down and chase someone out the other side. It's about 3 minutes of gameplay and we just kind of go straight to the end here where the trigger is. And we grab that, force the game to reload, and
now at the very last checkpoint.
And we're at the end. Yep. Do something fun and kill her with my ass.
Nice. Drop that bunda. Ooh. Devastating. You don't see that in UFC.
Usually you have to like punch her and dodge her punches and stuff. But for some reason if you just land on her head like that, it just keeps doing damage. Even though regularly if you do that to an enemy, you're not going to do any damage.
Yeah. This is where Skrillex got his inspiration from. Make the beat drop. I forget what the technical term is, but can you remind me why the out-of-bounds areas are usually or sometimes so detailed? Like it's the Unreal Engine thing, where the levels are constant, right?
The way you make levels in this game specifically, well, maybe not specifically, but in this game, I know that it works this way. You'll have like a persistent level, and then you load in all of the other things in sub-levels. And persistent level is where they store the majority of the triggers, and that's why you can hit later ones early.
Yeah, it is the exact reason why a lot of these strats are even possible, is because we're hitting those constantly present triggers that are like loaded already into the game, even though that portion of that map is not loaded yet.
Ooh. Ooh. Let's take a step back. What is going on? Okay.
Nice.
Help. I require assistance.
8B takes another one, baby. As you can see, all the way back at the beginning of this checkpoint. This game is unforgiving, so you don't really want to make mistakes.
It may look like it's not a huge time loss, but runs are so streamlined in this game and optimized that
Yeah, you can't.
If you want a
Can't
good
do it,
run and that
Ellie.
happens, you pretty much you may as well give up.
Yeah.
You're not
I don't
making
even have to
that
explain
time
what
back.
just happened, right? Same thing just happened. The
Yeah,
recurring theme here is go out of bounds, hit checkpoints, and triggers. And
here's
yeah, this is
another
Atrium.
infinite wall climb. They didn't add a limit to how many times you can trigger a wall run in one string of movements. So you can kind of just start a wall run and then quick turn and jump to another one and start a wall climb and keep doing that over and over. So
It's
we're
art.
gonna go out of bounds again, even though it does not look like it. Oop. You're supposed to go off to the right and through a vent here, but instead we're just
Want to
gonna...
guess what we're gonna do, class? If you guessed hit a checkpoint that's not in the loaded part of the level, you are right. Wow.
It just skips crawling through some vents. We're gonna do a quick tactical Sudoku here. This is actually needed to make a strat work. Because the mission script started and then we ended it, it's gonna like mark it as complete and then reload it again, which means the thing we have to shoot is already parked behind this wall.
And that wall just doesn't have to happen to have collision.
Yeah, there's like a very tiny gap you can shoot through. What the?
Speedrunners, am I right?
That one was found like surprisingly late. It's still a really old strat, but... And now we're on to the final chapter of the game.
The shard.
The shard.
Yeah. This is a very peaceful section of the game, sort of.
Peaceful
we start
this
getting shot
audio
at.
plays and it gets really loud, so volume warning, probably.
Oh yeah. Oh, shots fired, by the way. Soon.
There you go.
Please hurry. You're making me look silly.
What do you mean?
There we go.
Oh, yeah, there's some gunshots.
We're in my mom's car. You want to explain 9C here, or?
Yeah, so there's an elevator here that we've had like maybe 5 different revisions of how to do a big skip with. And currently the best way is to cool the elevator down like this. And then we're going to go inside and coil into the corner and use the button. And if we do it with the right if we do it with the right timing, we will hop on top of the elevator instead of staying inside. And then we can just kind of walk off of it and pause strategically to have a room load around us, which you'll see now. I'll be using a vent as a lineup. I'm gonna try and get it just a little bit above where I am.
Easy.
And then we can walk into this trigger here. Pretty cool.
Wowie.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, right out of that, we're actually going to be skipping another section by sort of jumping on an invisible railing, if you want to call it that. We have to keep jumping because the game will force you off of railings or like surfaces that are too thin for Faith's hitbox, pretty much.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
If I pause right here, I'll say, so far you have not fired a shot at anyone.
We're gonna change that.
Yeah. We'll shoot a couple of people. Just for the culture. But again, we've clipped on top of this thing. Culture.
Oh, okay. Thought I heard you.
Clipping on top of this is a little bit faster, because you can walk into this room before the elevator doors open. Saves like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Here you would usually ignore everyone and just clip out of bounds to the end. Well, not out of bounds, but you know what I mean. However,
Do they?
I'm gonna take this guy's gun,
Commit violence.
shoot some servers. I
This
feel
is
like
actually the
it.
intended way.
I'm also gonna kill this guy because I don't like him.
You didn't though.
I did.
Still.
I don't like
Oh.
him so much that I gave him an off-screen death.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's how much of a side character he is.
So, time is coming up after this cutscene, which is usually unskippable, but we're just gonna quit to the menu and come back, and it's gone.
Bet you're wondering how we got into this predicament, huh? Oh, we're not gonna explain it.
And that's time.
Clean run, very clean.
Clean. Music on.
Beautiful. Oh, okay.
I can't remember. But yeah, that's
Let's go.
Mirror's Edge 90%.
Happy
I-
shots
I-
fired.
I forget which run was supposed to be opening the marathon, but this was a very quick replacement for that. Hopefully,
We appreciate
nobody
y'all
minds
being
that.
here. Yeah, and thank you to Shots Fired for having us.
Also, if you want to run this game, visit our speedrun.com page. Links to Discord, tutorials, just a whole bunch of stuff. Everyone is very helpful. I think the majority of people that run this game don't run it anymore, but they just hang around in the help channel to help other people. So
Yeah, we're the veterans that. You know what? Never mind.
but yeah, it's Mirror's Edge.